Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's good to be back. I'm sorry I've been away. Um, I hope you're doing all very well. To all of my UK friends in Wales, and I'm not sure where else, but I know that it's Mother's Day tomorrow, which is really weird because my friend Kathy told me that she was getting her nails done for Mother's Day, and I thought, they're never gonna last. But anyway, I'm glad to be back. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for stopping by. I had a big error with my printer, human error, not printer error, and I printed a whole bunch of my new kit. The works of Beatrix Potter that I'm working on. It's by Rachel Walters from Rach and Bella Crafts, and she's done a marvelous job, and it's just a delight for me because I am a huge Beatrix Potter fan. I think I have I don't know, probably 25 of her books, maybe more. I'm a little bit obsessed. But anyway, my first journal was actually Beatrix Potter. It was made with no digitals, and it's a altered book. So anyway, that said, I printed off a whole bunch of pages, and so I've been making ephemera. I have really, really bad allergies, and so I'm drinking water, and I'm going to try and video this. So what I'm going to make, and I hope that you'll stay with me and craft along, because it only takes one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, or A4, or however big you want. Make it. And you can make it out of paper, or you can make it out of cardstock. I prefer to make it out of paper because I have lots of it. Like pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of, because I didn't just print my pages too small the first time, which I did not know my printer was set on 20%, and printed a whole bunch of pages. But then when I printed it the right way, I cut the pages too short after I printed it for my cover. So that said, I have lots and lots of pages. So I'm making lots and lots of ephemera and pockets and what have you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't throw anything away, so, which is a good thing. I'll have enough Beatrix Potter, and it's a great kit, so I'll never ever get sick of it. And you can use it in many ways. It's very versatile. So this is something that I made. I'll put these to the side for now, but this is out of the, this is one of the scraps that I had. And it's out of the works of Beatrix Potter by Rach and Bella Crafts. And you can find it on the website. But anyway, it's, you unravel it this way. And I just put, I need to have my ephemera flat for the book that I'm going to be making, the journal. So instead of putting like a bead, like for this one, I put a button on it. For this one, I put a bead, and I ruffled some, seam binding. This is ruffled seam binding. And I put a bead on this one and a button on this one. But this one, I need it to be flat in my journal that I'm creating. So I just put a stamp on it because, yeah, I don't know, for some reason, I just feel like it's missing something if it doesn't have something dangling from it. So anyway, the front of it, I just put some lace and this little flower. And you open it up like this, and I stamped with a script stamp on the inside before I did all the cutting and stuff. No, actually, I did it after I cut it because it was white, and I thought, it needs something, so I did the script stamping. And So this is what it looks like inside. This is just a picture I took, and I send them out to Shutterfly, and they're free. All you have to do is pay for shipping, and you get 4x4 in the matte finish. So they're really nice, and they're nice to write on the back of, except it does say Fujifilm or something. Yeah, Fujifilm paper. But anyway, I never noticed that before. But, I mean, you can still write on it. You can't barely see it. Or you could back it. But anyway, I just thought it went well with the kit. So that went in the pocket. Another scrap that I had from one of the pieces of paper. And the rest of it all came from this sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So there's a little tag here where it came off of this corner, I believe. And then, so there's a pocket here. And then there's a pocket here. There's a pocket over here. And inside here are two little pieces that came off of someplace. So I just put them in here. And then you fold it up. And then you just, this is just cotton embroidery, not embroidery floss, crochet thread. Crochet thread. And then there you have it. It's adorable, and it's so flat. I mean, this would be great Happy Mail. And you can fit tons more in there. I just didn't put a lot in there. So, and I'll show you the other ones if we have time, but let's get to it. Did I ask if you were doing well? I really hope you are. I am. Except for my allergies, I'm fine. So what I did was I showed you this first one that I did the script on. The second one that I did, I decided I'm going to try something different. And so this is another piece that I had in my stash. I stamped it. And I love the stamping. I think the stenciling looks much better. And then I just put a few little pieces of ephemera, you know, I have in my stash. I put those in here. And this can go in my Easter journal. I have to make a couple of them. So, but these are all pieces that, you know, got cut off of someplace. And then I added some more little pieces of ephemera from one of my little books. So those go in there. So I stenciled already just to save time. I put a couple of butterflies on, and then I ruffle my sari and my seam binding. So that's just a ruffled seam binding right there. And then this just goes around like this, and that's it. So I already stenciled my paper, and this has a fold in it, which is not, we're not going to fold the center of this. It's just something I had in my stash. I'm trying not to print because I went through a cartridge and a lot of paper. So my husband's like, did you print a lot? I'm like, yeah, I did. He gets the messages from like Insta Ink, so it's like, you printed a lot of paper the other day. I'm like, yes, I did. Because this, sorry, this is where I keep all the things for my journal. And these aren't even, I mean, I keep all my fussy cups and stuff in little boxes like that. So, yeah. And then I changed my mind on my cover. So, but everything's going to work out. It's going to work out fine. So let's get started. So I'm using this sheet of paper because it's 8.5 by 11. It doesn't have really a direction on it. And like I said, I already stenciled it. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold your paper so that the top, so that you've got it landscape. You want to fold it up like this. Pretend this line's not here. It doesn't matter to me, but, and then you're just going to overlap it a little bit and just make sure that your ends meet properly, because if they don't, then it won't fold or cut properly when you're done. So what I do is I just make sure that is lined up, and I kind of crease it there, and then I make sure this is lined up, and then I kind of crease it there. And then I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to just overlap it a little bit, say about 1/4 of an inch. Okay? Making sure that my ends are lined up properly. And then you're going to open it up, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold it up like this, and you're going to meet it so that it's just overlapping by about 1/4 of an inch. Make sure your edges are meeting up properly. You know, your paper. So I'll do this side first. I might have to take a sip of water, but at least I'm not as hoarse as I was, so that's good. That's a good sign. Allergies are really bad this year. Well, I have allergies year round, but my husband, he doesn't take allergy medicine ever, and he had to take over-the-counter allergy medicine. I take prescription allergy medicine year round, but it's always something. Something in the air. So now I know that everything is matched up. No, it's not. Maybe this isn't cut right. I hope it is. It's just something I pulled out of my spring items. So I'm waiting for glue sticks and ink. Not Insta ink, ink that you ink your edges and stuff with. My pad ran out, so I'm waiting for a refill. And my glue sticks, this is the last one I have, and I'm almost out of it. So before I go any further with my journal and that, which I will be doing all week. Hopefully I'll be videoing all week. I'd like to. But you never know with me. It's crazy. I just love to do it too. So there you go. You've got the fold here. To remember, this fold shouldn't be here. It just is because I'm not printing any paper. So just make sure everything's folded down properly so that when you go to cut it, you want to cut your lines well so that everything's matching up. Because if it doesn't, then once you go to cut it and do all your folding, then it won't fold properly. So I can't cut worth beans with scissors. I don't know why, and I typically will use my knife, but I'm going to go for it tonight, and I am going to use my scissors. So all I'm going to do is excuse me, I'm sorry. You're going to cut out, I'm sorry, you're going to cut out all 4 of your corners. So you want to cut here, and again make sure you're cutting on that line. preferably straight. There we go. And don't throw away these pieces because you're going to be using them. You all getting ready for Easter? What are you working on? I love this time of year. I love spring. I love the colors. It's crazy. I just love it. My lavender is going crazy. I don't know what's up with it, but it's going nuts. It's never done this well before. So I've been picking that and drying that and working in my garden, which I love. If I'm not sleeping, because allergies make me very, very tired. Not the medicine, it's the allergies. And I don't sleep well at night, so I'm up for a couple of hours and I'll typically fussy cut or organize. It's like my favorite thing to do now. Organize. Make sure everything's in order. So then you're just going to fold everything down and that's it. That's your construction. I'm just making sure all my edges are even. Now you might have to cut a little sliver here and there, but that's okay. Just make sure it closes. I already can see where I missed like a little sliver there, so I'm just gonna come up a little bit more and turn it. So that will close properly. If you follow your lines really well, which I obviously don't, then you won't have to do this. But for some reason, I can't cut a straight line. I can fussy cut all day long like nobody's business. But when it comes to straight lines, oh, okay, now it's folding fine. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, I'm going to make this a pocket, so I'm just going to put a little bit of a notch in there. Like that. Put those pieces aside and get some glue. This is our glitter glue that I'm using. So you're just going to glue up both sides. And this is going to become your bottom pocket. And then just fold up both sides like so. Happy Mother's Day to everybody in Europe. Oh, I think I already said that. Oh dear. Well, I don't know if it's all of Europe. I do know it's Wales, for sure. My friend Kathy said that she got her nails done, so I know that it's Mother's Day tomorrow. Here it's in May, always. So now what you're going to do is the pieces that you cut out, you're going to use as pockets. So this pocket will go over on this side. Hold on a second. Yeah. Now it's going to be a little bit long because, you know, you want to be able to fold it right. So it's just going to be like a little tiny sliver. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take that piece off now. And I believe the same will hold true for this side, because I noticed when I made my last ones, I had to do the same thing. So let me just take those off, and rather than take a chance in cutting it awkward, I'll use my trimmer. Where's my water? Oh no. I left it in the kitchen. Excuse me. So I'm just going to take it that much off. And same with this one, which I think I'll go this way. I really miss videoing. I'm so glad that I'm able to today. I'm hoping to put up 2. Let's see how long it takes for this to upload. So yeah, that's going to go on this side. This is going to go on this side. And these 2 pieces are going to become little pieces of ephemera. And I'll round my corners when I am done gluing. So I'm going to get my little punch, or smaller one. So this goes here. Wait a minute, how do I want it? Yeah, this goes here. And it really doesn't matter when you stencil it, because, well, unless you have a directional, you know, something that's directional, like this isn't directional, it's kind of just all swirls. It's by Tim Holtz, and I forget the name of it. Or I think it's got a number on it, but I've had it for years, so. But I'm pretty sure you can still get it. I only have 2 stencils that I use. Most often. And then this is going to be a pocket, so I'll just gotta use a wider one. And this one gets glued on the bottoms and the side. Just want to put the pin back in because it dries out fast. I don't know why, but it really does. Excuse me. So I'm going to be making some Easter journals, and I'm going to be working on a Beatrix Potter. A Beatrix Potter is going to take a while. I have a new cover I want to try, and I'm going to do it on camera, and I'm hoping and praying it comes out okay, because like I said, I'm doing it on camera. So I've been working on the cover design for a couple of days, and I still haven't been happy with it. I'm using scraps to decide on what I'm going to do, but before I print the cover, I should have waited for this to be dry, but I didn't, but that's okay. So then all you're going to do is, I will just, especially when I'm using paper, my corner rounder is not, it doesn't like paper, it eats it. So I'm just gonna do this. And it looks just as good. So if you don't have a paper rounder, just kind of clip your edges. And I think that this probably needs to come across a little bit so it doesn't impinge. When I fold it, I can kind of see it. Yep, that's it. Your basic construction is done. And then all you're going to do is, I save all my scraps, as all of you know. I have a little bit of the pocket sticking out, so I'm going to take that off as well. And like I said, you could script stamp it or leave it white. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, for the inside. Or you could have it double-sided. Maybe. And that line doesn't bother me at all. I'll probably add something there. So now this is what I have. And I have this, which, let me see how long that is. See if I have to cut it down at all. I shouldn't have to, no. So I'll make a little tag out of this. So now I have a tag, and that will slip right in this pocket. And then for this, I think I'll just make it a little something, maybe put something on it or what have you. And this can fit in here as well, behind it. Now I'll just fill it up. See, we used the whole piece. And now you can just fill it up with whatever ephemera you'd like. So I have 5 ephemera books, so I always pull things for videos and put them in something so that I'm not auditioning all day. Because you know me, and my videos are always too long. I'm trying to make them shorter. I'm learning how to edit. I got my editor, and I've been playing with that, which is annoying. So let's just see what we have in here. I have a whole bunch of bunnies. You could do something like this. And then I have a Peter Rabbit. I wonder, yeah, he's going to be too big to put up there. But he could go here, and that would get rid of that line. You know, you could glue him in or something if you wanted to. Or you could put a piece of washi tape, or I'm just not going to do anything because it doesn't bother me at all. But I'm just saying, if you have a scrap piece of paper and it's folded someplace, don't worry about it. But he'd look cute in here. So I think I'll put him in here, peeking out. Maybe not. Maybe he'll fit in here. Yes, he does. He's peeking out of the pocket. This comes from Rachel's kit. And then, let's see. What else do we have in here? A whole bunch of stuff. I have a picture that I took a long time ago. So I'll put that in there. And then this I watercolored. I have a stamp. I found this stamp, oh gosh, shortly after I made my first out. So I'm going to say about 4 years ago. And all I do is stamp it on watercolor paper and then watercolor it in. And it's really cute. I've made a whole bunch of them. So I'll put that in there. As you can see, it fills up a lot of things. This little piece can go here. I don't know if I have anything small enough to fit in those side pockets. Oops. This will. That backs him nicely. This already has 2 things in it, so that's good. And I'll put this in here too, just because I can. Is it upside down? No. This is the one I print on first, and then I print an image. This one is too. It has a little bird on it, but it has some French script on it. So that's there. And that's it. I mean, I could continue filling it. And you could obviously fit a lot. And look at how flat that is. It's like crazy flat. So that's a great thing. Now for the closure, I keep, like I said, anytime I have scraps, I punch them. For anybody that's new, I punch my scraps and I keep them together. And this is just file folder, but you know, I keep all my scraps, my little circle scraps and what have you inside here. And then I'll glue them together when I have time. If I have time, I'll do it right then and there. And if I don't, I'll just dump them all in here. So I'm trying to find one that will go good with this one. That brings out the red in that. I like that. So we'll go with this one. It's not backed, but that's okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so we'll put that on the front. And then on the inside, I just need a small one. It's lots of blue. So let me see if I can find something that's blue. There we go. It's kind of greenish blue, but that's okay. So all you're going to do is figure out where you want this in the middle. You know, make sure it's centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and just glue around the edges of this. I'm not going to glue in the middle because I'm going to punch a hole in this, and I don't want to have to wait for the glue to dry. But you definitely want to, especially if it's paper, like this is, most of this is paper. So I always glue two together. So I'm going to try and find my middle, and I don't want to go right to the edge. So that looks about right. And that's good. That brings in the red. And then I'm going to get a brad. Button, maybe. Let's see what I have here. Oh dear. See? I take so long auditioning. It's crazy. I'm just going to use a button. It's a little button. Get a bigger one. And then you can use either a, a little pokey tool. I use my crocodile, and I use it on the smallest hole. Let's make sure there's nothing in there. I'm sorry. And then I'm just going to punch a hole right here. Make sure it's kind of in the middle of that hole. I mean that circle. And just punch. And then you just want to take your brad and put it through. Now when you just spread these two little things here, you don't want it to go real flat, because you want to be able to put your twine or your string. I'm using, like I said, I'm using crochet thread. I have so much of it. I really need to use it. So see how I'm not going right down? I'm leaving it kind of up so that we can get that, the string around it. Oh dear. Let's see here. I'll use that side. And this, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put glue all over it because and like I said, just don't, make sure that you still have this up enough so that you can get your string around it. And that's all there is to it. And then I'll take some of my cotton crochet thread and put it around here and just tie a knot. And like I said, you can use twine, you can use ribbon. If you're going to use ribbon, obviously you'd need a bigger brad. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So just tie it. I tie it in a knot just to be safe. Just making sure it's up high enough. It is. cut this underneath as close as I can without cutting that second piece. There we go. And then you just bring it down. And then go around and just bring it around like this. And then you can decorate it any way you want. Like for this one, I put a couple of butterflies and a little charm. And I added a ribbon, a ruffle. This one I didn't do anything to, I just added the button. And this one, of course, it's going in my journal, so I used like the stamp, a little stamp there, it's some lace underneath the stamp and a little flower. And I can decorate them, you know, however I want. This is kind of long. And that's that. So now we have this one, which is from the works of Beatrix Potter. If you're interested in this kit, I'll be showing the whole kit when I start my journal. But that's what you can do with scraps. And one sheet of paper and a few pieces of ephemera. And look what you have. What should we put on the bottom of this? Let me just find something. I always have a dish of beads and stuff here beside me. See if this will go through this bead. Oh, I know. Hold on one second. I have some hearts and some keys. So that's what I'll put on here. A white heart and a pink key. So I'm just going to tie it on. No futzing, but it's so cute. Oh, I know what I should have done for it. Oh no, I don't have to do that because I'm going to tie it right here. And not, I hope you can all see what I'm doing in my fingers. So yeah, that looks cute. I'm not going to tie it real tight because I want them to dangle a little bit. But how cute is that? So that's today's project, and I will hopefully be back if I have a voice this afternoon and post tomorrow evening because everybody posts on Sunday and it takes forever to upload. So just wrap this around one more time so that we can see that. How adorable is that? That's so sweet. And I'll probably add some more, you know, decorations or what have you. I could have put the heart like up and then knotted it and put the key down a little bit further, but that looks fine. So that's it. Now I have 4. 2 for Easter. Oh no, 3 really for Easter or spring journals. And then my Beatrix Potter one. And I have a whole bunch of other things that I'll be doing some videos on this week, as long as my voice holds out. And until then, be well, be safe, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye-bye.